Oh boy! It's time for another Need for Speed Payback update. That's right, no update. They're still rolling with them, thank the Lord. The latest update is going live tomorrow, which means we're going to have a bunch of new things to try in Need for Speed Payback. I'm really excited because there hasn't really been much to do recently. I've kind of, obviously with the hyper burnout as well. This is definitely going to bring me back to play some Payback, but anyway, let's get into the details of what you can expect in this update. All drive activities. As you'll know, in the base game, there are activities dotted around the map. You pretty much do them without actually trying. These are the speed traps, speed runs, the jumps, all the little ones like that. Basically, we're going to have those in the game. Now, that's quite cool, I think, personally. A few in particular are the ones on the airfield. That's the ones that are going to be used the most, we know. It makes sense. There's a lot of speed trap zones that will be really cool for challenges online, for streams, for basically making videos as well. I think these are going to be a lot of fun to test the cars, but also just having something extra to do online, because let's be honest, at the beginning when the freedom came out, it was cool, it was open, it was like, oh, wow, I could finally do things that I actually wanted to do since day one. But obviously, after a while, it's like, okay, you've done it all now. There's nothing else I can do. You can finally have something to do to compete with your friends without jumping from that into, say, a speed list. I'd actually be quite interested to see what the stats are like for how many people are actually playing speedless still. I bet it's none, because stuff it. New events, Castrol Titanium Trials. This one is really, really cool because I was actually involved in this process. You'll hear more over the next couple of days. You'll see more over the next couple of days. But the Titanium Trials are coming to Need for Speed Payback. And what this is a bunch of challenges. Actually, I'll just read it from my phone. Are you ready? You're invited to take part in a series of brand new events in Fortune Valley. Prove you're the best driver around and win the Castrol Titanium Trial. The events will appear on your map automatically if you've beaten Chapter 2, I believe it is. So if you haven't beaten Chapter 2, might now be a good time to bloody do. I don't know anything about these events. I'm hoping they're actually really good, but you will see a whole bunch of stuff tied into this. It's not just a little kind of thing like they used to do back then. It's like it's a big thing for me, at least, anyway. You'll see. And then we actually have 2 DLC vehicles being added to the game, and thankfully they're very different. They're not just like a Bugatti or something that we really don't want. It's something very different and something that I think fits holes that are missing in the game. We have the Pontiac Firebird and the Aston Martin DB5. Both of these vehicles are going to be bloody awesome in the game. Particularly, I'm excited about the Firebird. The Firebird isn't in many games anymore, and I think the last Need for Speed I remember playing with it in was actually 2012, but I couldn't customize it, which was really annoying. Anyway, I'm really excited these cars are back and I'm able to customize them. Both of these vehicles, as you can tell by the pictures, have super builds. That means you can make them absolutely monstrous. So does this mean I have a super build for every single class? Because in the picture I've only seen the one super build. So I'm interested to see if every single one has a super build, every single type of class. Because if so, that'll be freaking awesome. And you already know I'm going to be building them on the channel. Expect the unexpected. Expect the expected. If you've played Need for Speed 2015 and Need for Speed Payback, you'll get a reward in the game, which is Eddie's Skyline. Personally, I don't think Eddie's that big of a deal. He's not. He's just Eddie. Like, no one knows who's Eddie. I don't know. But he drives a Skyline. This Skyline is not just a normal Skyline. It actually goes to 399. This is the first test of a 399 car. It's very clear that that is the case. A lot of cars in Payback are still limited to 299. Some of them, hopefully now, after this test, we will see go to 399 because it needs to happen. There are so many cars that I build and it's just like they're not competitive, so I don't do challenges with them. Like a level playing field that makes sense to be on a level playing field. I don't understand why the Skyline especially is not one. The Skyline deserves to be bloody first when the Evo can go to 399, but the Skyline can't. It needed to be bloody done. It's done. Eddie Skyline. It's a step in that direction. Hopefully we can remove that wrap because I want to make it my own. But the big one you've been waiting for, that's right, free roam cops. In a way, you may know about the bait crates that are placed around the map. They're not very frequent, but they're a lot of fun, but they have checkpoints, which makes them kind of limiting. Well, what they're going to do is remove the checkpoints from bait crates, and they're going to make them unlimited. You can go as long as you like. You can go any route you like. It's going to be bloody beautiful. You may remember the abandoned cars. That was a test to see what people would think and what people thought of the police with the abandoned cars. At times, I did think they were a little bit flaky. The cops were much easier on the abandoned cars compared to the bait crates, but when they got you, they still got you. So I'm glad that this is finally here. We can finally do open world police chases in any car. It doesn't have to be the bloody abandoned cars that are like stock. In conjunction with this, they've increased the amount of bait crates that spawn around the map and how long they spawn and that kind of thing, because as you know, it may have been quite difficult in the past to actually find these bait crates, and when you want to get into a police chase with your own car, that's the only way you can actually do it. Or you join a mission and you just replay the cutscenes, and I don't want to do it. I want to get into the police sometime. But that pretty much concludes it. They've done some patches and fixes. I bet there's some glitches that we knew about have been patched and all this kind of stuff, which is probably rather unfortunate because there's sometimes the glitches are quite fun, but they sometimes do break the game. They have to be sorted sometimes. Either way, we've got some pretty cool things in there. I'd say my absolute favorites is obviously the bait crates, but more importantly, I think the DLC cars are a welcome addition because thank the Lord, we've actually got some new cars to play with in the game. Let me know your favorite DLC car, the favorite part of this update. I'll see you tomorrow with coverage of the updates. Be sure to smash like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until next time, guys, peace.